The unspoken guy rule is if there's a line of 5 urinals, only 3 can be used at once.
At once.
Is the unspoken guy rule. If you're a psychopath like ZJA, maybe 4 can be used at once.
5.
You're walking, and then you just take one wide step.
Why are you tapping into the things that I do?
It's not the things that you do, it's the things that we do.
Oh, shoot.
Why are we doing this?
Oh, there you go. There's
And,
the question.
Yeah. Why?
Do you think you work too much?
Oh.
Do I think? No, I'm in denial.
That reminds me when ZJA said in college that he ate jelly beans for lunch. That had me.
that was the worst. That was the worst time. Like, if you're talking about frugal, that is probably my most frugal era of my life. Like,
It was insane.
no,
I'm
Jelly
having-
beans for lunch, bro.
I bought lunch from the cafeteria and ZJA's like, I had jelly.
Bro.
That's crazy,
Dude,
bro.
it was so bad. You know, I even in art, I got flamed in art too because they're like, okay, we're gonna do our presentations. Make sure you pull up your presentation on this Apple TV. And I sit there, I'm like, I don't have an Apple product. Can I send my presentation to you, professor, via email? This motherfucker looks at me and he's like, you better have one next time. I was like, what the fuck?
You better spend $2,000 on a fucking MacBook paper.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like,
Dang.
what is your problem?
Hey, yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the seminar, episode 4. We 10 toes in because we have business here. Speaking of business, we are now an affiliated Twitch channel.
Hey.
Thank you, everyone, for the subs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 subs so far. There's spot for one more person to get your founder badge.
One founder left.
You want your number 1 founder badge? There's room for one more person. So whoever subs will be the 10th person. You will get your founder's badge. Now,
Until we get partnered.
true.
Yeah. Until we get partnered.
True. Founder wasn't even looking for her. And there we go. Merck's got the last founder's badge. Thank you. We've reached 10 subs already. You guys are amazing. And we got a hype train going on. So this is great. But welcome back to the seminar. We are still in works of working things out with our Twitch account right now. So if you run into an ad, I apologize in advance. I have to look into some settings to, make sure we don't have mid-roll ads. But yeah, anyways, why don't we just start off introducing ourselves very briefly. Give me a one-liner, BDG.
Hi, my name is BDG and I am a music streamer on Twitch.
Anything interesting? This is a nice shirt.
And damn.
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 Great. Cool.
LA.
LA.
Oh, me? Oh, all right. Well, hi, I'm LA. I am a food streamer / sushi chef / photographer / workaholic, and I really enjoy LaCroix when I don't have access to Kirkland brand.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sepy. I am a music. I am music. I don't stream anymore.
You're streaming right now. It's
Workaholic.
I'm a workaholic. I'm a music workaholic, and I am drinking San Pellegrino. Unfortunately, not Kirkland. CJ?
Damn, we all doing the waters. That's crazy. We're water workaholic. Hi, I'm ZJA. I got 10 toes in art. Art, yep. And I have this signature something. It's got nothing in it, but it is spicy. Yep.
We love the spicy water.
Yeah. It's. Yep. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know, BDG. You forgot to admit that you're a workaholic, but hey, man,
Oh.
I didn't want to point it out, but you know.
I am a workaholic.
Hey, Christian
And
just
this is
cleared
just
our
water.
chat.
Yeah, what the heck, Christian?
Hey, if you have 7 TV, you should be fine.
That's true.
Yeah,
That
that's
is true. Anyways, yeah. So welcome back, everyone. This is it's good to be back. I feel like I haven't been on an episode in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, well, LA, you're the host of the interviews. You've
This is Ellie's the star.
yeah.
No. I just enjoy podcasting.
I've been overloading this man's OBS.
It's fine. It's a good time. I like.
Yeah.
It's good chatting with all the professors and stuff.
Right. I want to start off by saying I hope you guys enjoyed episode 3, which was the all girls podcast, and yeah,
Periods, man.
yes, periods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us guys have learned a lot as well. But moving on to today's episode, we're gonna start off, and we prepared a couple of things here. LA has prepared a list of certain things, and we're going to start off our first topic with unspoken guy rules. We're gonna,
Yes.
Yeah. So LA, I'll let you take it from here.
So much
All right.
gusto.
Unspoken guy rules. All right. So the big one, the one that like kind of starts off the unspoken guy rules is, I think I want to see how we answer this question first and foremost. When there are 5 urinals in a bathroom, how many urinals are there?
5.
How many?
There are 5 urinals there, but
Right.
the question is,
how many are usable?
5.
Wait, well, if there are 3 guys walking into the bathroom,
5.
this guy's a
man don't care.
psychopath.
This man-
No, but I mean, the unspoken guy rule is if there's a line of 5 urinals, only 3 can be used at once.
at once.
Is the unspoken guy rule. If you're a psychopath like ZJA, maybe 4 can be used at once.
5.
This man, if I'm using the furthest urinal, this man's gonna come up and stand next to you. Use the urinal right next to you. I'm gonna
Listen,
look
man,
over and be
I'm
like,
not. If I wanted to get more steps in, I'd go to the gym. Okay, I'm just clicking. I'm going to the closest one.
Yo, but speaking of urinals and bathroom talk again. When you guys, let's say you must go to the public bathroom and go take a dump, right? Like you have to, like you have no choice. Which
No.
stall are you going to?
depends on the urgency.
I've recently, whenever I have to, because IBS issues, but whenever I go, I always take the stall the closest to the entrance.
Really?
They say the closest one is the one that no one wants to use, and which is why it is the cleanest. And every single time I've opened the door in the stall, it's the cleanest toilet.
Huh. That's interesting. Is it also because it's the closest to the next urinal? That's why he's like, nah, you gotta use the one.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I think people just want I think people value privacy, so they try to go to the furthest end that's available.
Yes.
So, but for me, everyone's in the bathroom to do their business, right? I'm just I care more about the cleanliness.
Right.
So
Okay.
I
Is
hope. Now that I've said this, I hope everyone.
All of us are gonna be like,
Oh, they're all gonna start using
tear
the
up
first
that
one.
first stall. All right. Let's get to guy rule. We don't have to talk about bathroom talk too much. So
True.
I want to ask you guys, when you pick up a pair of tongs, what do you do with them before you use them?
Twice. It has to
At
be
least it
twice.
has to be twice.
It has to be twice.
Twice. That is an unspoken guy rule. When you pick up a pair of tongs or a tool of some sort, you must test it before using it.
The drill.
That goes the drill.
The drill.
Twice.
It's the drill. Twice. You gotta if you have a ratchet in your hand, you gotta check it twice, right? Back and forth. Make sure it's working the correct way, right? All right.
BDG just like
Oh, you made me realize my unconscious habits. Like I'm like I do that. Whoa.
it's a universal guy thing, I think.
Yes.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say something, and I want you guys to agree or disagree. All right. The
Okay.
wide step.
Agree.
Nice.
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 What is the wide step?
Nice.
The wide step.
Man. It's a wide step. Okay. You're walking, and then you just take one wide step.
Why are you tapping into the things that I do?
It's
don't
not
think
the
about
things
it.
that you do, it's the things that we do.
Oh shoot! Oh man, when we brought up this topic, it was actually unspoken guy rules. I'm tripping, man.
Now we're talking about it. That's why we're getting into the unspoken guy rules. So yes,
Yeah, what happened?
wide
Did,
step.
did it click? Did it click? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Nice.
So either a wide step or a little side diagonal side step. Like
Oh
it's just-
man. Yes. I do that. You turned the faucet on in my head.
Yeah, and it's funny because like we can say that, and you guys will be like, yeah, it's just part of being a guy.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was like a label to it.
the wide step.
The wide step.
For
I mean,
for,
why are you doing it, BDG? You know?
for similar reasons, do you guys use your pockets as well?
Yes,
Yes.
actually, the pocket check.
The
you know?
pocket check.
Oh yeah.
Check to see if
Oh,
you have
yeah.
anything in your pockets.
Yeah, the pocket check. You'll also have to use the pocket to like adjust.
Adjust. Yes.
The pocket adjustment.
Yes. Adjust your pocket.
Yes. Zija, you're thinking about it, Zija.
Yes.
No, I'm thinking I think there are more times where I'm just more invasive than I should to myself, you know? But I think it's because I go to the bathroom so often that I don't have to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm constantly checking the motor, you know, like just every time.
All right, here's another one. Tell me if you agree or disagree, or if this is something you do. You nod down to guys you don't know, but you nod up to friends.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that? Like, why do we do that? Like, why is it a down for a stranger and up for a friend?
I thought about this at one point, but I feel like just like the nod down is kind of more of like a sign of respect, kind of like a you know,
It's like almost like
almost like a
pseudo
bow. But also
right?
at the same time, like being in Asian heritage and like Asian culture, it's kind of like I've always like been used to bowing to people that I don't know. Like there's a show of like respect and kind of like I don't know you, but hello, right?
Right.
But even at the gym, if there's someone that like makes eye contact with me, I'm just like, right? And
Yeah.
but with a homie, you're just like, yo.
Yeah, this is what's up, right?
What's up?
It's like
Yeah.
a hello and it's
Yeah.
back.
Right.
Philosophically speaking, if you're trying to think about the eyes as like the gateways to the soul, you keep your eyes down so that strangers are not getting access to that information.
Huh.
Interesting. You guys put so much thought into this. I just do it because.
BDG's is like, that's just how I've always done it. Like, whatever.
You guys ever do the so someone told me that like when they do the nod down, they also do this smile, and they labeled it as a quote unquote white person smile, where you don't show your teeth and you just. So when let's say you're walking in the office and you just see someone, you just you make eye contact, you're just like.
That's the American greeting smile.
The American greeting smile.
The smile and nod.
The smile and
Yep.
nod.
Do you know why that is? Why people like smile here? Like why it's a smile and nod here in the United States, and why like people outside the country it was like, why are you smiling at me? You know, does anyone know the history?
No.
No.
Actually, don't.
All right, I got you. So because America is a melting pot of a variety of cultures, and there may be a language barrier, the smile and nod became more prevalent because of that. Because if you can't communicate with someone, at least you can give them a sign that you're friendly. So a smile and nod is very, very common in the United States or wherever there's a general mix of culture, so that there's at least some form of communication that doesn't involve any verbal communication. That's why in other countries which may be more homogenous, there's a weird like, why are you smiling at me, like almost like a what do you want from me, versus here where people are like, oh yeah, they're just friendly. So
I'm about to smile at everyone on my next Japan trip.
it's hard. It's a really hard habit to get out of, because like when I went to Japan, it was very much like I would smile and bow, and like it was like kind of fine, but at the same time, it's like smiling at strangers is not a thing you do, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that? When did you find out that it was like not a thing in a
What?
different country to smile? Like when you realize, when you were just like, oh, this is not a thing. It's not a normal thing to do. To smile
you
at
can
people.
kind of see it in people that have recently moved to the States or like grew up in another country,
Mhm.
where like, and they're like relatively new here. They'll feel like awkward seeing a smile from strangers. And that's something that I saw when I go to Japan. But I think like it really depends on the culture you're dealing with too. Because like I feel like in the Philippines you can smile at strangers and be fine.
Oh yeah, because it's hella westernized there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My
All right.
brain is like spinning.
Yeah. Thinking
Well,
about this?
Well, mainly because I'm thinking about it, and at the end of, as an American, how does that notion or that habit be detrimental to your mental? So like the idea of like, if smiling and nodding is American, then as an American, I'm trained to be happy even though I'm not.
Well, is it a training to be happy, or is it more so just trying to appear like not a threat?
Well, there's a pressure to that though, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you're trained to like uphold this like non-threatening
Yes.
persona, which is
Uh-huh.
just in my brain. It's interesting to think about how that can like add to the mental state of America. I don't know. This is why you're talking, and I was like, it's strange, you know. Like,
Yeah.
it's a strange thing to think about, but I think that might add to the issue of, you know, why some form of mental illness exists here in versus somewhere else possible.
Time for that dissertation, DJ.
Yeah. So when are you gonna start your masters? Masters?
So much
Another
thought.
thesis.
So much thought put into something as simple as a nod and a smile. That's crazy. Yeah, you know what? Even here in America, next time I run into someone, or if I, come across someone and I make eye contact with them, I'm just gonna stare at them.
Stare into your camera right now. Nice.
Nice. All right. Here's the next rule. Agree or disagree. I don't know how many of you are into like woodworking or like home improvements. CJ?
That guy.
A stud detector will not work if you don't first point it at yourself to find the biggest stud around.
What the fuck?
Can you repeat that again?
Dude,
You know
I
how-
tell you what, if somebody, like, if I work construction jobs, if somebody saw you doing that shit, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Wait, LA, can you run that again? With,
Yeah.
Stud detector.
A stud detector will not work if you don't first point it at yourself to
oh,
find the biggest stud around.
why? Why?
What? You've never done it before? I've definitely done it. Okay, let's do another unspoken guy rule because like I've definitely done this mainly out of respect. When walking upstairs behind a woman, the stairs become the most interesting thing.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Respectfully.
respectfully.
Wow. These stairs are very starey today.
Yes, these are
Yeah,
are great to walk on and firm and have great grip.
Oh shit! I slipped.
Support.
That's,
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Here's a. We're going back to the bathroom. If a bro holds the bathroom door for you, don't screw them over by taking the last urinal.
I've never heard of that one actually.
I don't think about that.
So you just go in and you take
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Huh.
You're like, oh, you gotta offer it, man. You gotta be like, hey, man,
No.
thanks for holding the door. You go ahead.
Wait, can you repeat that again? I'm sorry. Just so that I'm
If someone-
interpreting correctly.
If someone opens the or holds the bathroom door for you, don't screw them over and take the last urinal.
You're talking about the last one in the row or the last one remaining?
Last one remaining, either if
Of
you're
the-
following Brawl Code or if you're ZJA.
Of the 5 urinals.
Oh,
Of the
okay.
5 urinals.
So there are 5 urinals
Uh-huh.
and 2 of them are taken.
Yes.
So the last one, the third one, should
The
be
available one.
Yeah. Okay. Should be
You should
okay.
give
No,
it to
no,
the
no.
bro that held the door open.
No, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant like the last position. I'm like,
Oh no.
I don't think that matters.
The last available. Last available.
Last
one.
available. Yes. Crazy.
Unless
Just
you
share
shoot
it with the bro.
Share it with the bro. Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross
That's
streams.
another rule.
Don't cross streams.
Speaking of that, never make eye contact with another man whilst eating a banana.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Never make eye contact with someone when you're using the urinal.
Wait, what is your position on conversations in the restroom?
99% of the time, silent.
Silence, right?
See, I'm okay with conversations if you keep your eyes where they need to be.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, like if we came out of the same movie theater, right? We watched like a movie, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're all fucking rushing out because we're holding it in the whole time,
Yeah.
and we're all peeing. Like I'm down to be like, yeah, man, fucking good shit, good movie. That part about the whatever, great. Just don't fucking look at me. Like, you know, I'm already that person that I'm gonna take whatever fucking urinal's there. So I'm already like, I'm gonna be close to you. Just don't fucking look at me.
Next time I go watch a movie with ZJ, I'm gonna go to the urinal right next to him. I'm gonna stare at him and be like, "Yo, ZJ,
Hey, what'd you think about the movie?"
so that romantic kissing scene." What'd you think of that kissing scene? And just stare at him and while I'm peeing.
First one to look down loses.
English or Spanish?
Oh, no.
Oh man.
Can I tell a story since we're on this?
Let's go.
Okay, go ahead.
It's nothing. It's about the whole urinal thing because when I was in college, there was this one time I finished class. I was like hella tired, not having it. I was gonna use the bathroom before I go home, and then there's 2 urinals. I use one urinal, and then but there's no divider between the 2 urinals. and then there's like one bathroom stall,
Excuse me.
right? And then I come in, and then the guy behind me comes in, and then I take the urinal, unzip, do the thing, and then the guy behind me decides I'm gonna use the urinal next to this guy and not go use the bathroom stall behind him. So I'm trying to do my thing, and then I see him occupy the next urinal on my right, and then I'm just like, oh god, oh no. So my thing is, I can't pee when someone's like right there.
Oh, you got pee shy.
I get pee shy.
Stage fright.
Yes. And then the thing is, there's no divider. So that makes it hard. And I can't even like lean forward to try and like do my thing. And then so we're just both standing there. I can't go. I don't even think this guy can go. Because I don't hear anything coming out of him. So you know what I do? It's like I wait. I'm just like, I need to let this go. I need to let it go. Please, body, please release. I can't. So I just zip up. I just leave. And this guy, he's still standing there. I'm like, dude, could you not read the room? So I just like, I need to go find an open bathroom stall at 4 p.m. in my freaking university, man. I got pee shy so bad. I'm like, why couldn't you use the stall behind me, man?
Okay, but
There was two.
honestly, if there's only 2 urinals and 1 bathroom stall and one person's using the urinal, I don't care. I'm using that second urinal. If I had to pee.
Hey, man. Really?
Yeah.
What? You don't take the stall?
No, I don't.
Well,
Dang.
better bouquet. Like it's open. It's open.
Someone
It's
might need
stall.
to take a shit.
You'll be done before they come in.
Yeah.
Come through. It's ZJ.
So you're doing it out of respect of people like ZJ.
Yeah.
Like, oh, ZJ.
I'm also not a stall peer either.
Yeah, I'm not really a stall peer. Yeah.
I'm a stall peer.
You know, I think mainly because when I go if I have to use a stall, I don't want to be that guy that pisses over the toilet seat, right? But I also don't want to touch the toilet seat to lift it up.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just take the second urinal instead of like going to the stall.
Okay.
I don't
Alright,
want.
that's
I
fair.
don't want to
That's
touch
fair.
shit and like.
Not even like lift it with your shoe.
See, that's
Or,
too
like,
much
your
effort.
foot.
Like, what happens if like, I don't know, like I somehow slip and then I fall and I'm on the dirty bathroom floor where the bathroom floor is never ever clean. There's always some sort of liquid that is on the bathroom floor.
Mysterious liquid on the
Mysterious
bathroom floor.
liquid. I don't know if it's bleach or Clorox or some
It's-
foul-smelling salty liquid.
This is pretty viscous here, huh?
Oh, come on.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh man. Let's see. Let's move forward.
How do you know it's salty?
I don't know. No. All
I
right.
plead the fifth on that one, but
If a friend buys you a drink, you don't pay it back. You just buy the next round.
correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just buy the next one. Yeah. There's no need to exchange any money or you just have to get the next one, and then it's just a vicious cycle. If there's more than 5 of you, this is gonna hurt. Like, and then the follow up to that is you can have the last slice of pizza or the last beer, but not both.
I'm taking the pizza, but yeah.
I'll take the pizza too, out of courtesy. You know.
Only exception is if you're the last one to the party.
True.
Oh,
That is true.
Yeah, last one's at a party. Dang, how late are you?
Sometimes you gotta take a shit. I don't know.
It all comes around. It's always the shit talk.
Full circle.
Wait. So is it like if you're late to a party, like is like any part of like being introverted or extroverted part of that? Like, do you like want to go to the party less sooner if you're introverted, or do you like want to get to the party like as fast as you can because you're extroverted?
Yeah,
Like,
first of all, I'm gonna mark it right here. Timestamp. I gotta make my job easier. Timestamp.
the transition.
So wait, what the fuck was the question?
If you're introverted, if you're introverted, are you more likely to like come to a party late because you don't want to go as you're not as excited to go?
I'm more inclined to go to the party early.
Oh, okay.
And then leave early, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That I can relate with. I can attest to. I've done that before.
Yeah. So just to put the scoreboard up, I am an extrovert. Zija,
I.
you're I.
Wait, what? Sorry. Yes, I as in me too. Yes, I. Me. Loud.
Oh, you're extrovert too.
Yes. Yes.
BDG.
I am an introvert.
And Sepy.
I am an introvert.
All right. Okay. So let's talk about this because like how we want to what was the angle here? I forget.
Well, I mean, like speaking of the party, kind of my thought process in going to a party early is that I just assume that everyone always shows up an hour late at least for the party, right?
Yes.
I go in an hour early. Let's say it's a birthday party. I go in an hour or on time. I get there on time.
Yeah.
And I congratulate the birthday person. And I chill around. And when you're early, there's always going to be snacks first, and like food is always going to be available for you. So there's less people. You're greeting people as they come in. It's easier for you to actually introduce yourself to a person when there's less people around. Because if there's too many people, you might get overwhelmed and overstimulated. And then once it starts getting a little crowded, that's when you say, hey, thanks for having me. I'm going to leave a little early today. But, at least the person saw you from the beginning and can show appreciation that you were there. And, But even for introverts, sometimes we enjoy, partying and doing other stuff. Mm-hmm. If I get there early and I still enjoy it, I could still stay later if I wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it would just be... You would look like a dick if you came late and be like, I'm leaving right away.
Right.
And that's what I did actually a couple of weeks ago on a friend's birthday. Like I had to drive all the way to New York City and I was like, oh, fuck. I got there on time, but I stayed there for a good amount.
Okay.
I do the same where I will come in. If I'm going alone, if I'm going to some function by myself, I'll go in on time so that I can leave a little earlier than everyone. Unless there are people that are coming in later that I know that I'm like comfortable with, sure, I'll stay a little bit later than I usually do, but I'll try and leave before everyone else leaves. But yeah, that totally depends. If anything, I do this thing everyone does where it's like, I'll go if you go. Oh, you're going at this time? Okay, then adjust to like, okay, because this person's going, I'll go whenever they're going, if it's like earlier or later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then just kind of figure it out from there.
So I want to hear an extrovert's point of view on how you guys prepare or go to parties.
I think many occasions, first to come, last to leave. On many occasions, first to come, last to leave, because I like it, especially like personally, I like the intimacy that you're talking about with the celebrant. I like that, and I also just like being helpful. I think that's like something that's also just a part of me is like, oh, if I know you well enough and like I know that you're maybe manning this party by yourself, or like or maybe like your girlfriend or your mom's manning this party by themselves, like I'll go early to help out and then I'll leave late to clean. That's my whole thing about parties. I think like if we're talking like but like network events or whatever, that stuff is like on time and then I will stay as the conversation's good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, any of you people who actually stay late at the party and help clean up are the true MVPs, homies.
Yeah.
Are you the same? Are you the same, LA, or what?
No, absolutely. Like, I get there early or on time. Well, I also attribute that to me, like I have time anxiety, so I'm like I can't be late, right? So I'm gonna show up on time. I'm gonna hang out. I do enjoy the spectrum of interaction, if you will, from the intimate start to the crazy end. And I think personally, I like to stick around until the end if I can. But if I have to leave, I think this is one of the things that like if I have something else that I need to do or after said meeting party, the hardest thing for me to do is leave. Because I like if I'm in a good conversation or if I'm with good people, like I'm like I don't want to go.
Well,
or I'm just trying to say
it's
bye.
a good thing though.
Yeah, I mean it's like but it's also like there's also this thing that I need to get
You must be an emotional wreck during TwitchCon.
Bro, it's the worst. It's the worst. I'm just like, oh my god, it's so good to see you, but like I gotta go to do this thing.
Dog,
Yeah.
I've seen you do 3 parties in one evening. Like you're fucking crazy.
It's like it hurts to leave, but I'm excited to go. Like, very
Yeah.
excited to go.
So,
But, like-
going to parties late or early or on time, that's not really an introvert versus extrovert thing, I would say, probably,
No,
right?
I guess
That's,
not.
Yeah. But,
I mean, maybe leaving early.
oh, yeah, leaving early definitely isn't, yeah.
Yeah,
I've left
versus-
parties early where I'm just like, I need
The
to be
battery's
home.
empty.
Mm.
But you
No.
know, for me, I'm introvert and I'm very much of a planner as well. So I will not go to a party if someone says I'm throwing a party for my birthday tomorrow. I will most likely not go.
But if
If-
it's like a week from now,
If it's a week from now, I can go. But if it's like, hey, I'm throwing a party tomorrow, can you make it? And I'll probably have to look at my calendar. If I'm free, then it goes on to, have I socialized too much in the past few days? If no, am I willing to socialize and use up my energy tomorrow? And then it's all a flow chart for me.
No, I mean I think that's sick. I think would be interesting is if we talked about like the extremities of our introversion or extroversion. Like how extreme has that gotten for you? Like what is your most, like for me in LA, like what is your most like extroverted like moment in time? And then like BDG and Sepy, what is your most introverted moment in time?
I'll start off by saying COVID quarantine was bliss and heaven for me. I didn't leave my house in 6 weeks.
Not once.
No, not even for groceries. I had plenty, and I Uber Eated a lot.
Oh shit.
Oh, that makes me
6
shiver.
weeks.
That
I
makes me
didn't leave the house
shiver.
once. I opened up the window to get some fresh air, but that's about it. I didn't leave the house once, and I was thriving.
did I ever tell you about the first like month and a half of COVID and when I finally went out to get groceries? Like,
Yeah, I remember
The-
you telling me. Yeah,
the freaking go to the grocery store and like I like got my groceries, walked to the register, and I like interacted with a human being, just to say hi and check out. And I had like this incredible surge of euphoria from just that one social interaction. I was like, oh my god, I feel so much better now. Holy crap. I'm alive again.
Oh man. Meanwhile, I was home on my computer all day, just thriving. I was being a menace on Among Us.
What was the question again, Zija?
What is your like extremist like moment of introversion? Like how far has your introversion taken you?
So yeah, COVID was a blessing, but also a curse. Blessing because I'm like, oh my god, I don't gotta I don't need to go. I can just like, I don't need to go anywhere. I can just like stay home and do me things. And then just, oh, I don't need to like I don't need to be face to face. Cool. I need that. I need that. It was like, oh, I don't need to like, change. I don't need to put on a mask or anything. And then, but I remember when COVID was like was like kind of subsiding, and then people were like going back to normal. I remember one of my first interactions because I thought that, oh yeah, okay, I've worked with people before, whatever. Oh my god, talking to people was like the hardest thing ever because the simplest like, hi, how are you? I would blank out because I'm just like, oh my god, you're an actual person in front of me. Wait, why am I taking so long answering this question? Stop staring at them. And then I'm just like, how are you? Stutter. And then just, what was that, Gerald? Dude, it was shameful. But that's how that's how far my introversion took me. It took me to a very bad place. Yeah.
So that's like we always hear about staying home, and connecting that with introversion, but I'm very curious. I don't really hear much about the extremities of extroversion. How extroverted can you guys really get? Like, tell me some stories on when you guys were the most extroverted. This might drain me a little bit. Just listening to this might drain me a bit.
Oh
I might have to
man.
like
You
I might tune
first,
you
ZJ.
guys out for a
Me
moment.
first? Okay. This was, I think it was a time period of like, yeah, like when I was in college was definitely like the time period of like maximum extroversion. And like, don't get me wrong, some of the people in ZJA University knew my capabilities of that moment in time, but I would be drinking on stream, being super proactive in like VCs of 20 people on a Friday. On Saturday, I'd go to an art event in the middle of the day, go go bar hopping and exhibition hopping, and then go clubbing by myself because I just like to be around people. And so I would go clubbing by myself. And if it got really bad, I would just sleep in my car and then wake up and go to a coffee shop the next morning.
That's pretty close to my experience.
Wow.
Same thing in college. So I was part of like the Filipino Students Association in Florida, which is a big thing in Florida because like there's not that many Filipinos over there, so having an association with Filipino Americans was a big thing. I was the VP of membership, so I knew over 150 people's names and had to recruit them into the club and just like talk to them about coming to the club and joining the club. Our events typically involved that many people or more, because we were underneath an umbrella organization for Asian American students, and what would happen is we would run our meetings and events on Thursdays, and then the Korean Undergrad Student Association would run it on Fridays, and then there would be something on Saturday, and there would be something on Sunday, and it would be like either clubbing events or just like house parties, like one after the other, and it would it would just be like, yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go over to this person's house because they're throwing a house party. We're gonna do that and hang out, and then on Monday, we would just settle in. We do study sessions in big groups with a bunch of people, and of course we did fuck all during those study sessions. But it was a good time, and I was like wide awake for all that stuff, and I was like I never got tired until I had moments of quiet, and that's when I would get tired. But going from event to event,
Easy.
not easy. Never an issue. Like, great. I'm meeting like 50 new people from the other club. Phenomenal. Will I remember everyone's name? No, but I will eventually know all their names because I will just meet them over and over again.
Yeah, easy, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
That reminds me. Sorry, you can finish. Go
No,
ahead.
go.
Okay, I was gonna say that reminds me of a funny story that I had back in college. I went to church religiously, when I was in college, and at a certain point, like when you're a sophomore, second year, third year, they make you kind of serve, right? They put you on a team or whatever, and you have to serve. So my class, we all go there, and me being a full-on introvert and someone who's in charge of assigning people, puts me on the welcoming team. Now this church is divided into two services on Sunday. That's how big this church is. There's like 2,000 people. The job of a welcoming team member is to stand in front of the door, hold the door open, and say hi to everyone. And some people will be like, "Hey, yeah, you remember me?" I'm like, "No, I don't." But like, I was shocked that I was put on this team, and I went to the guy. I'm just like, "Why on the welcoming team?" He's just like, "Well, I mean, think God had a vision for you, and it might be God's test for you." I'm like, "God's test my ass. You're just fucking with me. I'm introverted as fuck." Like, I left that church. I left that church.
Like, nah, I'm good.
They screwed with you. God screwed
I'm like,
with
you
you.
think I'm gonna
Nah,
say good
dude.
morning to 2,000 people in a day? Yeah,
Okay,
good
it's
luck.
okay,
No,
man.
find someone else.
It's okay, man. Korean Jesus still loves you.
Yeah. Hey, oh man, that sounds like fun though. Greeting 2,000 people.
Oh God.
I think my arm would get tired before I did. So
I think Sepy's like, okay, so there's levels to introversion and extroversion. So I think Sepy's way more introverted than I am, because I think in recent years the things that I've done were more people oriented. Like, I don't like being around people all the time, but I think I can mentally prepare myself, and because of experience I can figure out, okay, you're going to have to talk to people today. Put on your best face, and then just do what you got to do. But I don't like, brother, get away from me. Do that. like that's that. Like, I think Sepy's like, Sepy, you seem like you are some extreme of introversion that I'm just like, damn,
Oh wait,
that
Sepy,
exists.
is your Myers-Briggs have a J in it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Me too, man.
mine has a J in it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just means
But
we're very organized people.
now you're very judgmental.
Yes,
That's the
I
J.
am judgmental.
Me too. Don't worry about it.
is that the fourth letter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fourth
Okay.
letter.
Right now.
Okay, so you're what what was yours, Zija?
ENFJ.
Okay.
Mine's was ENFJ after COVID because I just started judging people harder
Ah.
after COVID.
I'm
It was
still
it was
yeah.
ENFP for a long time. So
okay. Because I'm definitely still ENFP.
Yeah.
So
I'm an
Um,
INFJ.
and then
I think I'm ISFJ.
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 Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that you guys have to, like, well, not funny, but like, it's interesting to me that you have to plan to see people. Where like, if someone messaged me right after the podcast and goes, "Hey, let's go get food," I'd be like, "Bet." Like,
Oh yeah.
be very easy.
Yeah, I don't. If someone like, I think if someone that I didn't hang out with messaged me all of a sudden, or like hang out with very often, but all of a sudden message me to hang out, I would probably take 10 minutes to figure out what my response is going to be. Yes or no.
INFJs are one of the I would have to say one of the hardest people to make plans with. because as a J, we're very calendar and oriented and scheduling. But not only that, you have to get through us to get out of our introversion shell. And we will make decisions based off feeling, not logic. So if I don't feel like hanging out with you, even though I am free, then I'm not hanging out with you. And then as the end, it makes me think, I'm like, okay, what happens if I do hang out with this person, or if I don't hang out? What is all this going to happen? It's too much energy. I'm just not going to hang out. So we're one of the tougher people to schedule or just hang out with. So, oh man.
Oh no.
No. We still have a few more topics here, and we're already almost an hour in. So,
oh wow.
Is there anything you guys want to wrap up on I versus E or?
Nah, schedules, man. That sounds like a lot of work.
Oh,
timestamp.
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 Okay. So something we might be divided in our differences between introversion and extroversion, but I think we can all agree that all four of us are workaholics. Yeah.
My name is LA and I'm a workaholic.
And my name is Sepy, and I'm a workaholic.
My name is BDG, and I am a workaholic.
Hi, my name is ZJ. I'm in denial, but I am in. I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, we're in some sort of like group therapy session and intervention right now.
Real. I mean, like, I feel like well, even from the outside looking at ZJ, I think ZJ's the hardest working man in business right now. So, So I mean, ZJ, tell what's been going on the last like year and a half for you.
Well, let me premise that the reason why I said denial is because I feel like as a business owner that is doing things that I enjoy, I'm in denial that I am not busy and I'm just working a lot. Like the fact that I am doing a lot of things that I enjoy makes it like feel like I'm in denial that I'm working a lot.
LA, your finger's gonna break off.
Bro, no, it's real because like I have my like day job, which is fine, but it's at a place that I really like. I enjoy the things that the company is doing. And then my second job is something that like I really, really love doing, and at a place that does cool shit. So like neither of them truly feels like work to me. And then I do hunger service, which I'm like and this stuff of like live streaming stuff. I'm like, none of this feels like work. But when I'm talking to someone about everything I'm doing, they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Or do you want to take a break? Do you understand sleep?" I'm like, no. I mean, everything's fine.
What that?
What's that?
What that? No, yeah. I mean, like, if we're talking about like, is that what we're doing? We're talking about what we've been up to. Is that what's happening?
I don't know. It's just like we all work. I mean, like we're all working our asses off. But like, why are we doing this?
Oh, there you go. There's
And,
the
like,
question.
Yeah. Why?
Do you think you work too much?
Oh.
Do I think? No, I'm in denial.
Honestly, me too. I'm actually with you. I'm in
yeah.
denial as well.
Yeah, like I feel like we are all in denial to some extent.
That's
sure.
That's the definition of a workaholic.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like not gonna lie, like the like coming into this year has felt like. I mean, like I just got my workaholic license back, like after going through my antidepressant period and doing all of that self work, to like get back into like this, I just got my license back for being a workaholic. So, this is like what month 8 of like doing the thing. I still don't really feel it too much. but I think it's like the rebirth of ZGU, fantastic. My work with people and adults, children and adults with special needs, fantastic. Am I doing more work with my community in Hawaii? Yes. I've realized that I have this duty to my Filipino community, my creative community, my community of like just close small business owners that I know here. Yes. Uh, am I still doing art shows? Yes. You know? Yeah. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk about it. Go ahead, Sepy. Speak about your denial. Speak-
I think I always try to convince myself that I'm not working too much, that I can take on more work. But that's my problem. I think there have been people that told me, dude, you need a break. You know, don't burn yourself out. But the thing is, when I'm in burnout mode, I push even harder as much as I can. I will admit that I'm burnt out sometimes, but I'll, squeeze the last bit of toothpaste on what I can, as much as I can. And I have a 9 to 5 job basically. I mean, we label it a 9 to 5 job, but sometimes I have my job working from 6 to 6, 12 hours a day. Sometimes I'll have shorter days, but my daily routine is after I work, it's usually go home and go on my, if I want to relax, I'll play some games here and there, but I will also take on more work in terms of music. I'll hop on, I'll do music commissions, to the point where I will forget to eat my meal sometimes. And today I forgot, just even speaking of it now, I haven't had dinner yet, so I completely forgot. On top of that, music, doing things for our community with ZJU. Making sure that the seminar is running properly, making sure that I'm scheduling everything, turning ZJU into a business, running around, doing finances. And I keep telling myself, oh, no, I can handle all this. I think it's a little bit of a fault of just being a little self-sufficient in that way. But at the same time, yeah, I have to sometimes take a step back and look at it and be like, wow, I'm overworking myself. And I'm pretty greedy for money, so my daytime job is just kind of like I'm paid based off of my performance. So I'm not like, not to get too much into details with it, but I'm not really a set salary man. I'm paid off of performance, and that drives me. I don't like working, but it drives me to work harder and harder. And I like, if there's one thing I do like, is seeing the results, the fruition of my efforts. So that's what causes me to just lock the fuck in.
10 toes in.
10 toes in.
Because we stand it on business. What about you, VDG?
I vibe with Sepy when it comes to seeing the results. So when I do work, I like doing the most amount of work so that I can get the most amount done. That's how my mind works. And then when one thing checks off on the list and it did well, okay, then it drives me to do like, so one thing's done, it drives me to do 5 more things after. And I'm the type of person that likes to write things down. So I will write down, I'm a checklist, like I checklist, and then I'll cross stuff out. And then I started to get, I was employed again after the pandemic last year in February. And then I just left my job about 3 weeks ago. So I was there for like a good year and a half. And it made me remember, like, being employed in the environment that I was in, the field that I was in, made me remember of how much of a workaholic I am after 2 years of 3 years of no work. It was very reminiscent to me when I was in college, because I was a pre-med major. So being pre-med, you inherently have to do a lot of work, get as much done, and it was also very competitive. So, when I started working again last year, oh yeah, hella reminiscent of it. And I checklist the heck out of my work. Call patients, make sure you set up equipment, make sure you schedule this many patients in a day. Also, let's try and triage all these patients, all these new patients in. It became like, and plus also plus the field that I was working in was sleep. So my boss, very good at her culture was, hey, if you need to take a break, take a break. Like we need you to function well. And I'm just like, oh, we take breaks. Oh shoot. I've never worked in an environment where you guys advocated for taking breaks. And my manager was just like, yeah, we don't have a quota or anything. And I'm just like, oh. But naturally, I was very transparent with her. Oh, I'm like the type of person that like, tries to get as much done. And she was like, yeah, I mean that's good and all, but let's say that you make a mistake, and that mistake, because you're working too hard, let's say you miss it, you make a mistake, and that leads to 5 other mistakes down the line. What happens? And then she was like, yeah, you're right. So I always made sure that I didn't make mistakes in my work and still did the most that I could do. And I realized how detrimental that was, that I was doing it to myself. And especially around people who advocate for your mental health, and my boss advocated for our mental health. Like I had to step back a little bit and like, take breaks when I needed to, step out of the office, turn off the laptop, and just like, hey, if you need to take a walk, go take a walk, stuff like that. But yeah, pretty bad when I become super duper into it.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of I realized that whenever I'm at the office and I'm eating lunch, I'm never sitting down and eating lunch. I'm eating while working. And I see other people in the office when they're like clocking in 9 to 5. They'll take their lunch and they'll sit in a private room by themselves, or they'll go out for lunch. And me, I'm in my office on my computer eating, taking a bite out of a sandwich, and then like a client calls. I'm calling the client while eating and like doing all that. I'm just like, wow, if I really looked at myself from the outside perspective, I would probably call myself crazy for not taking the time to just eat and just relax for a bit.
Oh yeah, my workplace had a designated eating area for lunch. If we sat at our desks, it would like it would. I think I think the thought of it, because we did have a designated eating area, it made me self-conscious to not eat at my desk. And everyone sat at the designated eating area for lunch. And they were on
sounds like a
phone,
nightmare for introverts.
Yeah. And to not work, but yeah, but the thing is, like, it wasn't like work, it wasn't just like work that I had to not do. I had to not worry about like, oh shoot, I have this application that I want to do for school. I worked on that during lunch. So it was like, I don't think I even gave myself a break. So even though like, yes, I was at the table eating lunch, I'm still doing my own personal work when I should be socializing. Yeah.
I was really vibing when you said something about being self-sufficient and just doing the work, Sepy. And like it really like struck me because I'm always like, if I'm not doing it, then like, I'm falling behind. Like if I can't trust someone else to do the work because I feel like I need to get it done. But like I also just it also just set off like a thing is like, do we overwork because we've been in places where we've had to be hyper independent?
Yeah, bro, we work because we're toxic and we have toxic work habits.
No, it's like one of those things where I'm like, oh man, like do I just do all of this and not want the help because of that? Or do I do it in spite of that? Like, because like I love the work I'm doing, and part of me is nervous about, if I don't do the work, will this all go away? Like,
I'm not gonna lie, this is a little toxic, but sometimes I don't feel that I can trust people with some certain responsibilities, and I have to do it myself. And that stems from a lot of things in the past, schoolwork, where I've been let down and people have failed me. Even to this day at work in my office, where people will screw things up, and I can't trust them to do the same thing again. And a lot of the past experiences has led me to a point where I'm kind of like, I know I can do it, so I'll do it. But like, if I have too much on my plate, I have to start allocating more time into something else or whatever. And then eventually the worst case scenario doesn't get done because I didn't get the responsibility of someone else, and I said, I'll do it myself. Like, that's kind of where it stems from on my side.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that also comes from, like, for me, having the eldest sibling disease, where you have to show up. Like, you have to show up. You have to be the responsible one. You have to be the one doing something. You have to be the one that's responsible for doing the thing that you're trying to do. And I mean, on top of that, for me, like, my business relies a lot on, like, me as a person. And so it's like if I'm not showing up and I'm not doing the work, like, is this business even alive? Like, is it you know what I mean? Like, if I'm not doing stuff, like, where is any of it going? Like, like, is there any return in doing what I'm doing at all? Like, if I'm not doing stuff, I'm not getting things in return. If I'm not showing up, I'm not representing my business well. If I'm not like, doing all of that, that's like me. Like, if I was to personify my business as a best friend, that's me, like, not showing up to this kid's birthday party. Like that's like the feeling, though. That's like the feeling. Like, if I don't make my best work for the show, this is literally like, I couldn't meet you where you wanted me to meet you, and I feel so fucking bad. Because I couldn't meet you where we both knew where we could go. And like, that even happened, like, one of my most recent, like, shows was, like, I presented an art piece that, like, was a study, and, like, people are like, oh my god, that shit's so sick. And I'm sitting there like, thanks, but fuck this. Like, this is an experiment, and, like, I'm not showing up as much as I want to show up, for this guy that showed up. But, like, shit, man, like that's what I feel. For me, you guys can tell me all the sugarcoat candy grapes that you want, but, like, I also gotta feel like I'm with my personified business at the same place at the same time.
Dang.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh. It's like what the toxic thing that, like, I read once was like, if you don't do the work today, your enemies were training today and they're getting ahead of you. Like,
Yep.
Fuck. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking of grinding.
Why do we grind?
Why are we grinding, boys?
Timestamp.
Timestamp.
Why the fuck we grinding? Check.
Whoa, not like that.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
The greens.
The greens. I mean, like, we're grinding because of the money, but at the same time, like, I feel like I didn't learn anything about money growing up. Like, well, my parents were always like, let's say you make sure you save some money. Make sure you, like, you're planning for the future and saving for retirement, and like I didn't know what that meant, and like a lot of that stuff had to be taught to me, or I had to teach myself a lot of that stuff, like from like learning how to do taxes to like figuring out what's the difference between a Roth and a traditional IRA.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, what are your guys' experiences with like money in that respect?
Well, young Sepy learned that money can buy him ice cream. That's, I was growing up just like I want ice cream after my lunch at school. So
that's all I knew about money back then.
yeah,
too.
that's all I knew about money too. I mean, I think God, I don't want to sound like, someone who like loves money, but I love money.
I mean,
I love money
it's an
because of
end
all
to
the,
me.
There's
Because
It's an end.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
because of all the things that have gotten me things with money as a kid growing up and whatnot. It gave me a lot of motivation to understand how money works. So, believe it or not, I learned how to do taxes before 18.
Wow.
Yeah, before I went to college, because I knew that it was something that I had to eventually get into. So I started learning online, on Googling things on how taxes work. And I didn't have to file taxes until I got to until I had a significant amount of income from just part-time jobs. But once I learned, I just started off on TurboTax, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, this shit is it makes sense to me." Do I wish that I was taught it formally? Yes, and I think it's a valuable skill or valuable lesson to be taught in this, especially in a very complicated, country that we're in with the when it comes to economy and like taxes and whatnot. I think everyone should be taught on how to at least submit taxes. I think there should be a good class or lesson on teaching the responsibilities of saving up, investing. And I had to do all that on my own by Googling stuff. I never learned it in any educational course ever whatsoever. So that's kind of how I feel about money.
Not even your parents.
No. Because you know what? My parents can't speak English for shit, and everything on Google is in English. Everything that I searched up is English. And the problem is I would ask my dad for help, because he might not, my dad knows how to do taxes, obviously. Might be, I don't know, it might be fraud, but still, he does taxes.
Wait. We had to delete this after.
I think you said too
All I'm
much.
going to say is that, there are plenty of people who love cash for certain reason. But, I'd ask my dad, I'm like, "Dad, can you help me with taxes and whatnot?" He would bring up this complicated Korean vocabulary that I have no idea what it means. And I can't even spell it properly to translate it in English. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going on Google and learning it on my own.
I'm dead.
I'm dead too.
No, I mean, I think it's I mean, you talk about the system that we're in, and I think the reason why we're not educated in taxes in America is because the system keeps us in debt. Like they are literally manipulating the system for us to forever be indebted to something, right? Indebted to the system itself, indebted to the country, indebted to whatever. Like I think that's like the thing that growing up you got to realize that the system's already kind of against you in that right, because they didn't teach you about it. So it's already kind of against you. And the whole thing is now like figuring out how do you use with, like it's like almost like as an American learning your rights, right? Like it's like, how are you learning money in order to be part of the system you're already a part of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As they say, ages 0 to 18 is a tutorial of the life.
Oh yeah.
You start the game at 18.
I mean, freaking like like for me, like I thankfully like got out of college without any like student loan debt. But like as someone who's still like kind of in school here, BDG, I mean, how's that going?
Oh, I can't. I am not qualified for any scholarships. I have to take loans. So so I never took any loans when I was in undergrad. It was all like scholarship based.
Yeah.
And then so now that I'm doing like my grad stuff, my graduate track, like it's all loans. So I had to like reach out and just like ask questions about, okay, how do like start with how do loans work and how and when can I pay this off?
Yeah.
Oh, how does the interest work? How much is the interest? All of these questions. And literally like these are like questions that were asked like within the past 2 weeks.
Oh man.
like
No, that was with me actually.
That was one with Sepy and then the other one with like my financial aid office. And that I'm like, okay, having that understanding, I'm like, damn. If I don't know if it was like if it was done formally, like if I had learned it with my classmates or whatever, yeah, it would have maybe having that information beforehand would have helped. But because in my situation way back when I was in school, yeah, I didn't really have to know how loans work. But but then you kind of have to find out that, oh yeah, like the government doesn't really fund for anyone that's shooting for a higher education. Like they'll only help those that are doing like their undergrad, and then that's it. And then everything else, like, oh yeah, you're doing your grad and you're registering for FAFSA. Yeah, you're gonna owe us money. Oh, you don't know how to do that? Figure it out. Do it on your own.
Hey man, at least you got money for your undergrad.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean that's fortunate and all. And then like there's people like ZJA where I'm just like he's paying off his loans, and then meanwhile like pre grad student Gerald is all like, what's that? But that's anyway.
Hey man, it's okay. I feel you about the whole learning about financial stuff like just recently, like the whole debt thing. It just got to me like within the last couple of years. So I feel you, man. Because I mean, as a business owner, like COVID fucked me up. I didn't do the smart things as a business owner during COVID, so I just ate a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Jelly beans.
Well, if there's ever, God forbid, another pandemic coming out, you're gonna be.
I know, right? We all know what to do, right?
Listen, man. When I heard about other small business owners firing themselves from their own business to get unemployment,
brother,
that shit blew my fucking brains. I was like, are you telling me
I could have fucking fired myself?
I could have got like $10,000 of unemployment if I just decided to fire myself. Cause fuck all, I was doing jack shit anyway. So
right, it's like all these underhanded cheat codes that like no one really teaches you about it. But when you find out after, you're like, frig, man, like people are just like gaming the system and no one taught me how to play. Like, fuck. Like,
yeah, for real, man. I'm like, dude, I'm crawling out. Like, I'm, you know what? I'm proud of myself. The last month or so, like I got more than 60% of my credit card debt out the window. So you know what? Yeah. I'm moving it. I'm moving it. We're going. Yeah. Whatever. Like, fuck. I'm tired of the shit. I'm tired of this shit, man.
Yeah, man. Fucking. Well, all right. So like he just said, you paid off like 60% of your credit card debt. So like, I want to know what is the difference for you between being frugal and being and balling? Like, what does that mean to you?
I'm not frugal at all. That's all I'm gonna say. I love spending.
I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I don't like spending. I'm a hoarder for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I had to be told to like, hey, you need to chill out and treat yourself every once in a while.
Mm.
There was one time when I was in college and I had this old rinky dink laptop. It was supposed to be touchscreen, but there was a crack in the middle. So the touchscreen didn't
Uh-huh.
work. And I'm like, oh, it still works. It still turns on and has the internet, whatever. And then there was at one point the crack turned into two cracks. And then on the bottom at the base, it started sticking out a little bit, the glass.
Oh no.
And then there was one day I was like wiping off the dust and then I got sliced on my
Oh
God.
no.
and then I was at a Starbucks. I was studying with my friend and I had to run to the bathroom to like get paper towel. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's time that I get a new laptop. And this is like college me. And then I had to get a new laptop. Years later during the pandemic, I had that laptop. I actually bought like the Surface Pro 4. So that was what I bought in place of my old laptop. And that Surface Pro, years later, the battery expanded under the screen,
Oh no.
Oh.
which caused the screen to pop out a little bit. Same mindset. It still works. Could explode at any time. Still turns on. What's the problem? And then I had to be told, you should get a new laptop before your house burns down. So I got a new laptop. Yes. And I had to learn that I had to learn how to let go of my money, or at least like, be reasonable about my money, because I was too frugal. And at the time too, I didn't have a credit card. I only started having a credit card 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So at the time where I'm like hella spending money, or no, when I'm saving money, it would have been a great time to have a credit card, because I was told that, oh yeah, you would have been really good about your credit card. Like you wouldn't have had any debt whatsoever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I had to learn to spend money. That's how I, end up going on trips or like
Yeah.
buying things that, I start replacing things that are getting old, and, and feel good about it, not feel bad about replacing a laptop that could potentially explode in front of me. Yeah. I'm too
Yeah,
frugal.
I'm the exact opposite. Like when I ask friends to go window shopping with me, or even when I go to the mall, like, and I ask my mom, like, "Hey, mom, you want to go to the mall with me and like spend a day together, right? We could just window shop." And I'll say, "Let's just window shop." I'm the first one to go in and see something that I like. I'm like, I'm gonna buy these. Oh, nice pair of shoes. How much are these? Like $5,000. Bet. Okay, not $5,000. Well, you get the point.
Brother.
You get the point. I'm like, I'm bad, dude. I spend a lot, and I mean, on the bright side is I don't spend more than I, like should. I know how much I can spend, at least not to put myself in debt. So I don't put myself in debt, but it's just more money that could be put into savings and I don't know, other good things like investing or whatever. But I love spending on myself. I actually love spending on other people as well. So, if someone can't go out to afford food or whatever, I'll tell them, dude, I'll buy you. Like, don't worry. And then they'll feel bad. And I said, no, I'd rather have the company. And, I'd rather have your company and just we can share a meal together. And it's not a big deal. Like, just get me next time whenever you're like able to. And I don't know. My life is just spending. Like,
Must be nice.
not
Sepy.
not too long ago. Not too long ago, I saw my credit card statement and there was a gap of like 4 days, and I'm like, I didn't spend money in 4 days. Whoa.
Dude, I'd be so proud if I didn't spend money for 4 days.
Every day, every single day, it's always coffee and bagel as well. Like I'm always buying some sort of food or something every day. And
Just gotta get a little treat for yourself, you know.
it's not a treat anymore. It's a daily ritual. A coffee and bagel every
It's
morning.
your zen, man. That's it's just your daily mantra, man. What about you, ZJ?
I mean, I'm definitely when I got the money, I'm gonna spend it. But if I don't got the money, yeah. If I got the money, I'll spend it. But part of it is bad in a sense for sometimes more times than often I can just be over the top and do the whole I'm gonna dye my hair, I'm gonna go buy some new machines, I'm gonna go buy all these supplies, I'm gonna go buy 100 pool noodles, and then
the fucking 100 pool noodles,
the ones that we see behind him right now.
and then I think that's where my money goes, because for me a lot of my money obviously will go into art stuff. And I know for a fact that if I had a lot of money, not my girlfriend calling me out in chat, but if I had the money to do the crazy shit that is in my brain, it would be crazy. If I had an unlimited amount of money for my art, I would pop the fuck off, and not to say that you need a lot of money to make good art, but it's also you need a lot of money to get materials to do anything. So but in terms of frugalness, if I need to be frugal, I will. I will settle for water. I will settle. I'll settle for water. I will eat half of that meal and save the rest for later.
Mm-hmm.
I will have sleep for dinner if I have to. That's just if it really comes down to it, I could do that.
Me too, for one day.
That reminds me when ZJ said in college that he ate jelly beans for lunch. That had me.
That was the worst. That was the worst time. If you're talking about frugal, that is probably my most frugal era of my life.
It was insane.
No,
I'm
man.
having
beans for lunch, bro.
I had I bought lunch from the cafeteria and ZJ's like, I had jelly.
Bro,
that's crazy,
Dude,
bro.
It was so bad. No, dude, if we're talking about college, dude, I used to get flamed for my because I'm I was working and going to school, and so I'm paying for my school with loans and shit, and then I'm also paying to drive there to eat whatever I'm eating to to buy the supplies because I was in architecture school at the time, and and let me tell you, my school was a ripoff in the architecture program because guess what? I paid student dues, but I still had to pay $1 a minute to use their laser machine. What kind of bullshit is that? And so every time I had a project for school, I'd have to spend $400 on a project. And so I was like, well, fuck me then. I guess I'm gonna starve. Because if I go to critique, because I know some people they went to critique and they're like, oh, I couldn't afford the laser. My professor would be like, try harder next time. I'll be like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. No, I've had that shit in school and that's fucked up. I even in art, I got flamed in art too because they're like, okay, we're gonna do our presentations. Make sure you pull up your presentation on this Apple TV. And I sit there, I'm like, I don't have an Apple product. Can I send my presentation to you, professor, via email? This motherfucker looks at me and he's like, you better have one next time. I was like, what the fuck?
You better spend $2,000 on a fucking MacBook paper.
dang.
Yeah, I was like, what is your problem? Anyway,
Oh,
so if I'm talking about frugalness,
I will always look back on those moments. BDG, you were there. Jelly beans or a granola bar for lunch. That was it. That was
It was the jelly
Yeah.
beans and granola bar.
it was
Oh,
a
man.
fucking.
Oh, what a time!
Yeah.
What a time!
Recently my mom actually had to tell me that. She said that I think your hobby lifestyle is too expensive. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then she started pointing out all the things in my room: PC, music, this fight stick for for Tekken, mixer, DJ, all this like random shit. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, you're right, Mom. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then now I'm like, she's just like, I took a look at one of your credit card statements once. What is Hoyo verse? I'm like, oh,
Oh no!
don't worry about it, Mom. It's just it's fees, bills I had to pay.
Yeah, fees. Yes.
Yeah. Gotchas. Yeah, fees. Yeah. And my God, yeah, I had to. I had to slip my mom a 20, be like, we don't talk of this again.
Is that part of the expenses too?
Yeah.
The hush money.
Mm-hmm. What about you, LA? Are you a frugal or a spender?
I don't know, because like I feel like I sit somewhere in the middle. Because backstory is like I started the hunger service because I wanted to be frugal.
Mm-hmm.
Because like that was like part of the
Go on.
part of the premise was like learning how to cook. Well, for me, learning how to cook food made me not eat out, right? Because like one thing, my friend Dean, he told me this in college, and every time I like want to eat out, it's like if you want it bad enough, you'll make it at home. It was like, because I'll never forget, because we were in college, and like we were all like craving Auntie Annie's like soft pretzels, right? And we're all like, oh man, it's like, I really want to get some. And he's like, nah, you know what? We're gonna learn how to make them at home. So we went back to my place, got everything we needed, and we were making soft pretzels at home, and we like while we're making soft pretzels, my friend's like, oh, you know what would be great if we had lemonade too. So like at 11:30 at night, we all pile into my car, drive to freaking Albertsons, and buy like a dozen lemons. And we all like spread out when we get to Albertsons, because we're all thinking like we're all gonna pick up some stuff, and we would like meet up at the front of the store, and it's just one of us holding a bag of lemons, and we're all laughing our asses off. Because it's like we drove all this way just to buy fucking lemons. Anyway, yeah, I from that point I was trying to be very frugal, and like I was making dinner anyway, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll stream. There you go. We'll just do that, and like and it did help with me like not eating out, because I couldn't truly afford to eat out. It was like not worth it. But like now that I'm like in a couple jobs and still doing hunger service stuff, it's like one of those things where like I will spend on things that I like want at the moment. Like I mean like food and like new clothes. It's like all like, oh yeah, whatever, like I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it. I may as well do it. Like right now I'm staring at my streaming PC upstairs, because it's like right now it's like 6 years old. I'm like, looks like it's time to put you out to pasture.
Yeah, well, I'm exactly the same. 6 years is the mark for me. That's when I upgrade a PC.
Yeah,
So.
it's like I'm like nowadays I'm more willing to spend, especially if it improves my quality of life, like in some way. Like, like if something's getting old and needs replacement, I'm less likely to hold on to it. I'm more likely to spend to replace it. Like my DSLR is one of my DSLRs is over 10 years old now at this point, and like I just recently bought a new DSLR because I'm like, I know it still works, and I know it can still do the work I needed to do, but I also know that it's coming up on its end, and I'm like, I'm not gonna wait for it to die before I before I spend on it again. And I think that's an interesting line to walk, is if you're like frugal but not frugal, right? Because like frugality would mean I would wait for it to like completely cut out before I spend on it. Whereas now I'm like willing to meet it ahead of that end, I guess you could say. And like I'm always spending on good food because I want to spend. Because freaking, it's California. I want to buy all the food here
Because it makes you happy.
Because it makes you happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and maybe
Timestamps.
Timestamp.
Okay. Yeah. Go. No. Finish. Go ahead.
No. Timestamp. We're moving forward. What makes you happy? What is so? I mean, like we're talking about money, and like, you know, like money's not the end all be all. But like what truly like makes you happy? Like what in this world makes you happy? That's, you know, it could be money, but like what is it? What brings you meaning?
Oh, we're getting pretty deep here now.
Yeah.
You know, guys, you know, when we were talking about topics here, and ZJA was unfortunately not available, and we come up with a topic list, and at the end I put in parentheses, I wrote down pursuit of happiness, quote unquote, ZJA, go ham.
ZJ, go ham.
Well, you see, the system that we are born into makes us believe that we want certain things. However, in the pursuit of happiness, what are you willing to lose and what you're willing to gain will offer you the path to true, unconditional happiness that fulfills all of your mind, body, spirit, and wallet.
ZJ, my introvertedness tuned you out. What?
That,
Dude,
you know,
you disassociate on me, bro.
that being said, you think nuns and monks are happy?
Oh.
Are you asking me that question, or
Just in general.
know.
You know, if you're sacrificing, you know, do you think nuns and monks are happy? Like, truly, are they actually happy, or are they in denial?
You know, I was recently told to watch a movie called Perfect Days. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's just about a man living his daily life as like a toilet cleaner in Japan. But like as like quote unquote low on the rung of life he may be from an outsider's perspective, he finds joy in every single interaction through his daily life after that. And I feel like that might be the same as like a monk or a nun, finding joy and like peace in the simplicity of the life they live.
So with the pursuit of happiness, my next question is, should you pursue happiness, or should you just let it happen naturally? If you think about it, in a way, I think life is perfectly balanced when you have both happiness and sadness to kind of balance it out. And otherwise, life would be a little bit stale if it was just one direction in a way. There needs to be a balance, the yin and yang, the ebb and flow of just happiness, sadness, or other different emotions. So why pursue happiness when you could be at peace knowing that your life is perfectly at balance with everything else?
Ah, what an Eastern philosophy mindset you've taken.
It is! What?
You didn't have to deliver it that way.
But it is! It really is!
Mr.
No,
Confucius over here.
I mean, the way that you think about this question, right? The way that you answer this question actually stems from philosophies that you choose to believe in, and from the one that you chose to say, Sepy, is just East. That's all. It's just Eastern.
Uh-huh.
I'm a fan of Eastern philosophy.
So it's not a should you, it's more of like a are you a pursuer, or are you a let things happen naturally?
Yeah, I mean that's
what it comes
the
down to.
are you the universe, or are you in the universe is the question.
Okay.
I'll let
Okay.
you could. You could. You can't put ZJ Go Ham, and
That was my fault, bro.
I'm going to yes and all of it. Just yes.
I in another way of balance, I think you can balance the pursuit of something more while also being content with what you have. Because that's a balance. That can be a balance too.
Mhm.
Because being like stagnation is a thing too, right? Like you can become more and more unhappy by being stagnant. Right? So like the constant moving with time, but also being happy with the present is the way I like to think of it. Is like, yeah, I am happy with what I have, but it's not as much trying to be more happy, but preparing myself to be in a place, preparing my present self to be ready for a place in the future to be happy in that point too. Like almost like I know that if I do this today, like LA in 3 years will be like, I'm glad you started this. I'm happy we came to this point. It's like whenever I think back to when I started streaming, I definitely was unsure or didn't want to stream when I started. But me looking back at February 2017 at myself and being like, hey, I'm glad you did this. Like I'm glad you brought us to this point.
Sacred timeline, LA. Appeasing all timelines, LA.
Happiness in retrospect.
Yeah.
I see.
You okay, BDG?
There's a lot to think about. I started thinking about the pursuit of happiness. Do you guys think that happiness is finite? Like there's only so much that is in the pot, and then it gets used up, and then you have to continue to pursue happiness to fill that pot. Because like how I mean, I think I started thinking about that when LA said, if you go stagnant, I started thinking like, yeah, if you become stagnant or complacent, you become less happy. The amount of happiness in that pot starts to decrease because of complacency. So to get more happiness, you have to keep pursuing happiness, and take it how you will. You can get more happiness, or you can just get still the same amount of happiness in the pot, and it'd still be the same. But that's my, I guess that's my take of pursuing happiness. To keep getting more happiness, to replace the ones that's already replace what's already been used up. You know what I mean?
I say it's not a pot full of water that is happiness, but a plant that you cultivate. Because if you leave it alone, it can probably survive on its own. It can probably live in its own environment. But like, if you tend to it and you take care of it, that happiness can grow further. but if you leave it alone, it could like start to wilt or eventually die. So it's almost a mindfulness to like look at it and be like, oh, is this where I like it to be, or do I want to do more with it? Do I want to replant it, put it in a bigger pot? Do I want to leave it in the same pot and just take care of it as it is?
Interesting. As we continue with visual metaphors, I like to think of happiness as a Ziploc bag filled with water. Hold. If everyone has a Ziploc bag filled with the same amount of water, then it would be true that our capacity and amount of happiness is accessible to everyone, which I believe is true. I believe that we talk about heightened happiness, but I believe everyone can achieve heightened happiness. It's not something that like isn't there. It's just something we haven't like if you have a bag full of water, it's just there's a part that we haven't like touched yet, or we haven't like felt yet, is like this other part of the bag of water. So I mean, I think that was such an interesting point, BDG. Like the idea is happiness finite? And like the more you're thinking about it, I was like, oh, what if it's like just a fucking like actual stew with the lid on it, and it just is a fucking like it's just circulating, it's actually just circulating because it's always going to be available to you. It's just whether you know it or feel it or see it in this moment in time.
Right. I really thought you were gonna get a Ziploc bag of full water when you said, "Oh."
Just pull it up.
Trust me, I've thought about it.
Sometimes I'm a simple man. Ice cream makes me happy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Somi makes you happy.
Oh yeah, Somi makes me happy. Yeah. Why?
I mean, yeah. Go
If we
ahead.
go a little bit deeper, why do we pursue happiness? Is it out of the fear of the opposite of happiness, or what gives us the drive to pursue happiness?
I'm a workaholic.
America did it. America did it. America did it.
America.
America did it. I will stand on that fence. America did it to us.
And the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, you see that Will Smith movie? America did it, dude.
Mhm.
America did it.
Well, like the pursuit of happiness can mean anything, though. Like the pursuit can mean like chasing more money or just being happy with where you are
Mhm.
and trying to maintain where you are. Like I'm reminded of like Jiro Ono, the guy, the like world famous like Michelin star sushi chef who like has been working almost every day of his life trying to become the best sushi chef in the world, and he's happy to do it. Like he dedicated his life to it.
Mhm.
And like someone who looks at that will be like, how can he truly be happy when he just works every day? But like he finds the happiness in that, right? So pursuing happiness is really a personal decision on how you would like to pursue it. It's not, there's no one true pursuit in a way.
Oh yeah, it's however. Yeah, it's definitely however you take it. Everyone has a different path. So people could just like sit and do nothing, and they can be happy.
Introverts.
and some people thrive off of that, and then some people just work till they die, and they can be happy. Yeah. I guess it definitely has a different. Yeah, no, it 100% has a different meaning.
Mhm.
Everybody has a different meaning of happiness, but I feel like if anything in general, it would be. I remember when I was a kid, and I don't know how serious this person was, but I remember somebody in my family asking like, "What's the meaning of life?" And then somebody said something along the lines of happiness, and but that could mean differently
Mm-hmm.
to different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pursuit
Dang,
of
what
ice
the-
cream.
Pursuit of
Pursuit of ice
Yes.
cream. And
Mhm.
that's to Sepy, it's the ice cream.
Yes. Yes.
That's the final. That's the final title of this pod.
The pursuit of ice cream.
Pursuit of ice cream.
The pursuit of Somi Somi.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
So, oh my God, if that.
That's
Hey,
the
man.
pursuit of happiness
Hey,
right there,
man.
Mrs. Sepy.
Hey man, if you want it,
You gotta get it.
Mhm.
Hey,
Yeah.
this spot. This
I'll
podcast
draft
is
up.
sponsored by
We can draft up an email, Sepy. We can do it.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know.
And draft up a business plan.
Yeah, we can do it.
Hey,
Just-
Your
Yeah.
happiness is
man. Giving
coming, your
away Somi
happiness.
Somi on the podcast one
Oh,
day.
The
man.
worst they can say is no.
Oh,
The
man.
worst they can say is no.
God, my obsession with Somi Somi is crazy.
We would like to advertise your establishment with our international, worldwide stream team. Would you be
ZJA
interested in collaborating with us?
And here's my proposal for the slogan: "It ain't gonna lick itself."
Bro, whoa! Where did that come from?
If you guys understand what I'm referencing to. There's a picture I uploaded on Instagram. It's me just licking like the macaron off the Somi Somi ice cream. And I was trying to think of a caption to put up, and I just wrote, you know what, whatever. It ain't gonna lick itself. And
Dude.
within like an hour, everyone just comments on it saying, what the fuck is this caption? Question mark, question mark.
It ain't gonna lick itself.
That's one of my prouder moments.
It's on his.
Trust me, guys,
Instagram.
I've gotten plenty of DMs letting me know that that was not a good caption, okay?
What do you mean? That is 10 out of 10. Would lick again.
10 out of 10 would lick again.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, that probably won't go good with the PR, but we can do abbreviations, and then it'll be if you know, you know,
Oh, yeah. If you know, you know.
It ain't IAGLI.
What?
I'm lost.
I don't know. I
It
can't.
ain't gonna.
It ain't gonna lick.
Eagly.
Eagly.
Yeah,
Yeah, use code EAGLI at checkout.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah,
Exactly.
that is the pursuit of happiness, ice cream.
I,
I guess going a little bit simpler then. What are some simple things that make you guys happy?
my friends.
Mm,
My friends make me happy.
mm. Even simpler.
Or you know what? Actually, like simpler as in like, what are some things that you actively do out of your you go out of your way to do something because you know you like doing it and it makes you happy.
Ah. I'm trying to think. Like what something I do. I'm trying to think every day,
Mhm.
too. Something I do every day.
Yeah, like I'm the one that
makes
asks
me
the question. I can't even answer it myself. Honestly, I'm trying to think.
Well, for me right now is make something every day. That's my thing since I've been on my creation streak. But just creating something or working on something every day makes me happy.
Hmm. I think my daily coffee, like it's like like you were talking about earlier about like going to get like a bagel and coffee in the morning. I'm like having like my daily coffee is kind of the one thing for sure I can look forward to every day.
Mm,
Like it's like and like almost punctuates my day in a way.
dude,
I'm like yes,
it's always the first sip. The first sip is the
yeah,
best.
it's so good, so good.
The first sip is the deepest.
Wait, hold on. What?
Huh? Sorry.
This is really personal to me. What really makes me happy is when I either text people that I haven't texted in a while, or I just call them randomly.
Mm,
I do the
Mm.
texting more often than I do calling.
introvert.
I exactly. I
You
do
know,
the
it's
texting.
crazy.
I do.
Me as an introvert, I actually like calling
Wild.
more. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think I'm trying to do better at calling. I remember story time. I remember I had my friend who's now in the Air Force. He's living in Japan now. But before, when he lived in Hawaii, I used to like call him for like absolute random things. Dude, I saw this. Dude, I saw that. And then that's all I call him for. And he'd just be like in the middle. He'd just like, I don't know, be chilling, or he'd be in the middle of something. There was this one time in college. In college, we had these exchange students, these Japanese exchange students, a lot of them. And I remember I was walking outside of the library, and there's a window inside. And the first, sorry if this offends, but I remember I called my friend because I heard the Japanese exchange students. They were like talking to each other, and for the first time in real life, I heard them go, "Eh," and then I'm just like, "Yo, call my friend," because he's also really good at Japanese. He took Japanese in high school and during college, and I call him, "Dude, JP." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, I didn't know that people actually say." Eh? And then he just laughed. He just laughed. And then he just laughed. And he was like, yeah. And it's like, dude, I never heard it in real life. I just thought it was just in the anime. And then he's like, yeah, people in Japan actually do say that. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's all I called you for. That's all I called you for. And he'd just be like, oh my God, Gerald. And then I'd be like, what are you doing right now? And he's like, dude, I'm just driving to school. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. And then be like, okay, bye.
Yo, bro,
And then-
anime is real, man.
Dude, doing that, dude, I don't know why. I just got a high off of just like, okay. I got to tell my thoughts. Cool. Random shower thoughts, but not actually in the shower. But yeah. And then eventually when my friend went to Japan and I couldn't call him, I started doing that to ZJA early on too. And I just like, it doesn't happen now. It doesn't happen as often. But I remember I just called him for something random, and then I just end the call with, that's all I called you with. Goodbye.
Mm.
And then yeah. But that makes me happy. Just random things to my friends.
Yeah, when BDG
Yeah.
calls me now, he has to be very careful of of which rabbit hole I decide to jump into when he calls me.
What
I have
you
to be
said?
in the mood.
Oh.
For me,
No, you would. You guys have to go.
oh, I thought about it, but I think for me is late night going out for like fast food or something, but with a friend.
Oh.
Like, you know, one of my good friends right now, she lives in the same building here. Like literally lives one floor down. And something that I appreciate, and even just like when I'm not living next to someone, like is past 12 a.m. I know that people are being DJs and on the weekends is, yo, do you want to go get Wendy's at 1 a.m.? And we would end up getting our, you know, our food and just chilling in the parking lot and eating and kind of like just having a good conversation. That's like, that stuff kind of makes me happy knowing that time has just paused for a second. And it's the middle of the night and it's just calm and peaceful. And you're just with a couple of your friends just eating food at like 1 a.m. on the parking lot and just having deep conversation or, you know, or just kind of screwing around. When time has paused, like, that's what makes me happy.
Funny enough, I'm like,
Hmm?
I find happiness. Funny enough, I find happiness in the pausing of time. But like, I recently, well, not recently, but like, I've found like little bits of happiness of eating alone out, like going to a restaurant by myself and just having food by myself. Something kind of, I don't know what it is. It feels very liberating to be.
I feel that. I feel
Are you
that.
sure you're an
man.
extrovert?
Yeah, that's what it's such a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, because like I love eating out with friends, but like sometimes it's like it's so calming and relaxing to just go out and get a good meal by yourself. That I'm like, oh yeah, that like this is a little pocket of happiness, a little quantum of time where I can just be by myself. Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Did ZJ say anything? I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, just making stuff like a nerd
right.
and workaholic that I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think our time is kind of up here, and yeah, what an episode.
Oh, heck yeah.
Starting off a little bit unhinged with some unspoken guy rules into very introspective discussion about the pursuit of happiness and
It
stuff.
became wholesome.
The guy episode.
The guy episode. Yeah, I forgot to eat dinner, so I'm gonna have to have dinner after this.
I will also have to have dinner after this.
Yeah, at 11 p.m. for me. Anyways, announcements. Be on the lookout for episode 4.69 on another interview this upcoming week. Episode 5 is TBD. If you guys haven't done so, please follow us on our social media and join our Discord as well. So you'll get all your announcements and pings on Discord. And once again, thank you everyone for showing support to the newly affiliated ZJA University Twitch channel. We've had 12 subs today. Thank you everyone who subbed. Just remember that anything monetary or financial that goes towards our organization is going to be paid back to our organization on whatever is needed by people around us, and it's going to be used for good. So, anyone else got any closing remarks?
Thank you everyone for coming to ZJA University Summer Camp. Was sick.
Oh yeah, that was a great time.
What were you gonna say? Drink what?
Drink water.
Oh,
Stay safe.
make sure it's spicy.
Make sure it's spicy.
What else? Do we have anything else for ZGU stuff?
Any events coming up, ZJ?
There will be a another episode of Not Recess sometime later this month. But other than that, it's August, right?
Yeah, it's August, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you guys definitely stay tuned on definitely the next few episodes of Seminar as well, because not to leak much, but we might have a detention episode.
Detention.
We might have a detention episode coming up soon.
Detention.
Who's banned? Who's banned?
Who's been bad?
I've have some plans for that, so yeah. All right. This has been the seminar. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.